For environmentally conscious and health-conscious people, riding to and from work on a bike is becoming a common alternative to driving alone or carpooling. Students, as well, use bikes to reliably get to school or simply to get around their neighborhoods. However, cyclists are at greater risk of personal injury in the event of an accident due to the lack of protection that's offered by their bikes. Common bicycle accidents. There are numerous types of accidents that can occur while cycling on roadways. However, the most common and dangerous forms are those that involve a motor vehicle or truck of some kind. Usually, a bicycle accident involving a motor vehicle will fall in one of the following categories. During accidents. This is when a driver or automobile passenger doesn't check for approaching cyclists before opening their door. Left cross accidents. Drivers who are not used to sharing the road with cyclists will focus on oncoming traffic as they make a left-hand turn, forgetting to check for cyclists. Right-hand accidents. Once again, drivers will often forget to check for cyclists or simply misjudge their position as they make right-hand turns, resulting in them blocking cyclists who proceed to crash into their vehicles. Right cross accidents. These accidents occur when a driver doesn't take the time to check for cyclists before pulling out of a driveway or alley, resulting in a collision at a right angle with the cyclists. Rear-end accidents. Just like cars can rear-end another car, so too can a motor vehicle rear-end a cyclist. Hit-and-run accidents. This is perhaps the broadest category of accidents, as it can cover so many collision types and results in the same outcome: a driver fleeing the scene of an accident that they caused. Determining liability in a bicycle accident. There are several factors that will be considered by a court in determining liability for a bicycle accident. Among those considerations are: was either the driver or the cyclist negligent in their duties to one another? Every driver in New Jersey is expected to give cyclists reasonable room to maneuver and react to their actions while on a roadway. Cyclists are required to signal their presence to drivers. A cyclist that was hit by a car after abruptly cycling onto a roadway from an obscured path, for instance, might be found to have not given required warning of their intent and presence. Was the accident a result of human error? For example, a driver may not realize that an obscured biker to their back and right has picked up speed, which will cause the biker to collide with the driver's car if they make a right turn. Was either the driver or cyclist under the influence of alcohol or drugs? A driver charged with DWI when an accident occurs in the state of New Jersey will face a difficult legal battle, both in criminal court and civil court. While not illegal, a cyclist who is intoxicated may share liability for the accident, thereby reducing the settlement amount. Were both the car and the bicycle properly maintained? It is the responsibility of every driver and cyclist to ensure that their mode of transportation is properly maintained. Were there any defects in the car or bike which could not be known to their operator? At times, a particular defect in an automobile or a bike cannot be predicted or discovered by the operator through regular maintenance on their part. This means liability for the accident may fall to the designers rather than the cyclist or driver. Determining liability in a bicycle accident can be an extremely complicated matter for you to address, especially if your injuries were severe and you were rushed to a hospital for treatment. That's why if you or a loved one have been injured in a bicycle accident, you should contact Rosenblum Law for a free, no-obligation consultation today. Our experienced personal injury lawyers can help you determine liability and negotiate the best possible settlement for you.